Hey, and we're live. Let's see. Let me flip this camera around. Doing an update on the 1953 Ford pickup truck. I see there's not too many people out there today, so I'm just going to go ahead with this update anyway. If anybody pops on, we can talk about it. But I had a request a while back about what I use for filler when I do a roof job, how I sand it, um, how I take a car like the Del Rio and chop the roof off and close it in on the back and make it nice and smooth for paint so you don't see any lines or anything. As you know, I chopped the 53 Ford. That's equal to a 5-inch roof chop. As you can see the picture compared to what we have now. So it's quite a bit of a chop on there. So I guess let me grab my X-Acto knife as a pointer. As you can see on this one, what I had to do was I had to take out from here to here, which equals about 5 inches in real life. Same thing in the back, which gives you a slit window. You just tilt that up so you can see it. Now, there's still some filling to be done, so you'll see a few little imperfections and stuff. There's still more sanding to be done on this. This particular roof chop, I cut the roof off first, then removed my 2 sections on each side. And then what I had to do was I had to cut the roof long ways across here. Heat these posts up on both positions. Take the bottom ones and push them inward towards the inside of the car, and take the top ones and move them out a little bit. This way you get them to line up here. And you're also going to do a little bit of filling right here. Now on the back, what we had to do on the back, from where we cut the roof in half, I had to cut it on the back section of the roof here. So the roof was in 3 pieces. So you had piece 1, piece 2, and piece 3. And it was like a T-cut. Cut here and cut here. And then what you do is you drop your roof down and you use some high power glue. I use what the hell is the glue that I use? It's the Extreme Power, the 5-minute Extreme Power, and I put a good thick coat on it here, and I hold each section on. Now inside is a little sloppy yet, because I still haven't sanded down, but inside, what I do on the inside is I'll take some of this here type of styrene and I'll cut it to the roof shape inside. Once I get the 2 back ends glued in, I'll glue that piece in, so that gives me a flat surface to work off of to get the roof flat. Okay, you're following along. Glue that piece in, and then you're going to do a first sanding before you put any filler in. And I sand this down with 120, just so I have a good scuffed up surface for the filler to bond to. On the sides, I put strip styrene on the inside, so I have something to bond to on the sides. That also helps hold everything together while you're doing everything. Here's what I use for filler. This is actually an automotive filler, Dynalite. Comes with a cream hardener. And I use about a teaspoon of this here, and maybe a pearl-sized drop of this in a teaspoon of filler. And I mix it up. And my first coat, I fill all the gaps with. Okay? And you don't have to worry about it being lumpy and all of that stuff. You just fill it in the best you can. Use your finger to push it in underneath the styrene that's on the inside so that it bonds real well. And then whatever you have left over from your top section, you take inside on your finger and you wipe it all around on the inside there. We get to smooth that out later on. So that sort of makes that top one piece again. So once we're at that point, then I take my X-Acto knife and I trim the filler as close to the original shape as possible. Then I go to a wet and dry 220 grit. What's up, John? It's just me here. I'm just talking to myself. I get this is just an update on the roof chop on the 53 Ford. I had a few people asking me to do a video on filling and chopping and all that stuff, so I'm just going through the whole process here. And I'm up to the process with the second coat of filler. So that second coat I sand down with 220, and that's going to create some scratch marks. And I get it to the as close to the shape as I can. And I make that Dynalite a little bit, use a little bit more hardener so it dries a little bit quicker and dries a little harder. And then my third coat, once I get this almost to the shape I want, and as you can see, I said there's some imperfections on there. You can see one right there, one in the second, right in the center there. That cut there, that looks like it's an imperfection, but it's not. It's just a seam where I did the cut. On this side, there's a little bit of filling in the corner there. On the posts, I gotta build them out a little bit on both sides, and that'll thicken up those front posts. And then you can take the Dremel to the inside and smooth everything out on the inside. So that's, I may send a Willys your way for a wedge chop. There you go. Send it on down. Send it on down. But now what I'll do from this point here, once I get this all smoothed out, is I'm going to mix up another batch, another teaspoon of the Dynalite, and I'm going to go less filler on it, so it stays soft longer, so I can work it a little bit better. And then I'll wet my finger and use a wet finger to smear that on there so it gets a nice slick coat of the Dynalite on. That'll be the final coat, and then I'll go into a 400 wet and dry sandpaper and use it wet and sand it down smooth. From that point, I will get the X-Acto knife and put all the lines back in for the doors that are missing, that got filled in, and clean up the inside in here. And once, what's up, buddy?
My show's not on, so I want you to turn it on.
Okay, I will turn it on.
Because I want it on.
Okay, I'm coming right there. So that's what I've been fiddling with today. I just got a show on here for my son. I thought I was going to go back to sleep earlier because I just feel like hell. What do you want? Chorus, right?
Car's not on yet.
It's not on yet.
Yeah, it's
What channel? Oh, this show here? There you go. Okay.
Can you get the Coke too?
You want Coke too, huh? All right, Grayson, you're gonna have to hold on a second. Sorry, guys. It's me and the boy tonight. Let me finish up this video and then I'll go take care of his Coke. What's up, Jeff? Ah, you sent me two of the same cards, but that's cool. I like both of them. How about that? So yeah, that's the wrap. It's almost at the final stage for primer. So I got one more coat of filler to go on there, and then sand the whole thing down, and we'll be ready to go on that. Now, when I do sand, what I use, I don't have one in here because I was sanding in the garage. I'll use, I don't know if you've ever seen the, when you get packing material, they have that hard rubber that they pack like computers with. I'll cut a piece of that and I'll put that inside the sandpaper, almost like you're doing a real car, because it'll contour to the shape of the vehicle itself. I'll be out in a second. It'll contour to your shape, so it'll be a little bit easier to get it smooth. So, looking at, you can see the difference in the box picture. And the actual chop. It's quite a bit off the top there. And what I'm also thinking about doing, you see how low the windshield is? And then the side windows are higher? I may close them side windows in, or I may put side visors on those side windows. This way it looks a little bit more, everything looks even on it. But there you have it. That's the update on the Ford 53 Ford pickup truck, roof chop. So I think that's gonna look pretty cool when it's all done. I still gotta channel the inside so I can drop this the frame a little bit so the wheels will sit over it a little bit better. Just going back to yeah, John, I like the two-part filler. So I used to use that green stuff that they have for the models, and that stuff just does not work for me. It crumbles. And this here filler, either this Dynatron, which it's a cheaper auto body filler, or you can use the Bondo, or there's a couple of other fillers out there. They have Dynaglass. There's all different kinds you can use. But I use this because it's inexpensive, and a quart like that will last me for like almost ever on the models. A red spot putty, I like that too, but it reacts to some paints. That's the only bad thing about that red spot putty. I have that in the garage also. Some paints it'll react with, and you'll see it through the paint. See if I missed anything here. Yeah, the red spot putty. I guess it would work. It depends on your liking. And I had issues with it in the past on 1/1 builds, so I don't really want to use it on plastic. Because it'll, I don't know if there's a chemical reaction or something to it, but it seems to like soften the plastic a little bit. I don't know, but this stuff here dries hard, and I mean, it feels the same as the plastic. White filler, yeah, that's cool too. But I think the price difference between the Squadron stuff and that there, I think I paid $9 for this with the filler, and this will last me years on model cars. And Squadron, I think, is you get a little bit less for a little bit more money. But it's like I said, it's to each his own, and what you like using and what you're used to. So, you know, and I always have this stuff in the garage because I use it on cars too. So, but you know, it was pretty cool with this truck too that I didn't show you guys. It came with a mini box. Look at that. It came with a mini box, just like the model. Same exact box as that one up there, but just a little bit smaller. I don't know why, but it came with it. So there you have it. That's my update. I'm going to be digging into the Ghostbusters car later on. Checking that out, and maybe I'll do a review on that and see what that looks like. I know I'm not doing the Ghostbusters car. I think I might just do a hearse out of that. Make an actual hearse. So there you have it, guys. Yeah, and I think I found a place for that motor too. I think I'm going to put that in the hearse, so that that gives you an idea on the route I'm going. Cadillac with a full-blown engine. Anyway, if you got any questions on the roof chop or the filler or anything like that, give me a holler, let me know, comment on the video, and if I can help you out anyway with chopping roofs or filling them, I will do so. So you guys have a great rest of the Saturday, and I'm ready for a nap. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.